Alright guys, this is EchoFox versus Cloud9. This is a very, very important match. Both teams are 8-1. This is week 5, day 2. So we'll see how everything ends up unfolding. This was highly requested by Twitch chat. All right. Zoe, Azir, and Tristana banned away by Cloud9. Skarner, Gnar, and Ryze banned away by EchoFox. First pick, Sejuani. I don't like stuff like that. I just feel like there's so many other champions. I really think that like Gangplank should just probably be the first pick. Unless they're trying to give Cloud9 an opportunity to pick it, and then Huni just goes for Lucian. That would probably be fine. Unless Huni has something else to break out. Looks like Cloud9 locking in the Ezreal. I think people are severely underestimating how disgusting Varus and Kog'Maw are. This is really weird. Really, really weird. So Jarvan picked up by Cloud9. And now EchoFox, they could just respond ADC support, or they could go ADC top, they could go ADC, yeah, okay. Vladimir is a pretty interesting pick. It does have flexibility, it can be a top laner or a mid laner, so that's a nice little play. Cog nerf did not make him do no damage, what? I think Cog is still good after the nerfs, absolutely. Okay. Alistar locked in. Second ban phase, Taric and Braum taken away from EchoFox. And actually, when you think about a team composition that would like Taric, you know, it's interesting that Cloud9 didn't pick him there instead of Alistar. Maybe they didn't want to face off against Kalista Alistar. I guess that's a possibility. Especially because then Alistar can likely just have priority in the lane, and that things get very scary for Jensen. So, Orianna locked in, so they're giving Licorice the counter pick. Gangplank is still on the table. But now, doing it this way, Cloud9 guarantees that they could have been the one to get Gangplank. Gangplank now picked up by EchoFox, alongside Tom Kench. And Lucian being hovered. So, here's the thing about this, is that Orianna, there's a lot of pressure put onto Ori now. Because, basically, Lucian and Ezreal are going to spike, and then all eyes are on Orianna. And that's not the type of champion that you want all eyes to be on. So, if, you know, before going into the second ban phase, let's say that you, like, pick Taric there, or you pick Talia there, that's going to be a little bit better. But right now, there is so much pressure on Licorice to get ahead, and he should realistically be able to do so. He has the Jarvan on red side, and that does mean that Jarvan is going to be able to play 2 top and mid and leave bottom lane on an island. Fortunately for Cloud9, they do have the Ezreal and the Alistar on the island down in bottom lane, so they do have that going for them. So right now, like, even before the game loads up, we already know exactly how Svenskarian's going to play out the game, and EchoFox needs to be aware of this. So, Altec and Adrian they should know that this is just going to be a 2-on-2 down in bottom lane. There's nothing else that's going to be going on. Phoenix and Dardoch will be playing for control over the left-hand side, and it's going to be a battle for the left-hand side. And interestingly enough, this actually does attack Dardoch a little bit, because the blue-hand side jungle is going to be a little bit less valuable for him, and he's not going to get enormous value out of being out on that side of the map. But, from some of the rooting that I remember of Dardoch in week 1 and 2, he did always have pretty good paths that would net him with advantageous positions on the map. So Cloud9 is on a clock. So they can't just get a little ahead, they need to get very, very far ahead. Also, Svenskarian looks like he's 17 in this picture. Like, what is going on there? Anyways, let's see how this game ends up unfolding. Targon picked up by Huni. I talked about this. Wait a minute. I said how that's better than call. Where's my credit? Hello? Does anyone have like the... Did I tweet that? Targon is always better than call. Always. Always better than call. Targon's so good. Okay, so let's take a look at the opening. So Jarvan does blue to wolves, and he's not taking a full clear. Now, he could have done, he can do this into standby, right? Or he could have done that. Because then this lines up for the top lane thing. This is a route that we've talked about in previous VOD reviews. Okay? Now, if you look at Dardoch, Dardoch is doing this, right? All that Dardoch has to do at all points in this game is counter and match gank on his half of the river. All defensive wards. If Cloud9 goes to 20 minutes and they don't have a massive lead, the game just ends. The game is completely over. Cloud9 needs like a 4 or 5k gold lead at 20 to be like even. Let that sink in. What? Wait, what? Okay. This is a critical point in the game. I don't know why Sven just left. He could have locked up Dardoch. Like right here, right? He could just come here and lock up Dardoch. I mean, you can just throw the flag and harass and force them to share XP. Because Licorice got all of the solo XP. So, if you make Dardoch stay under the turret and Sven just stays around here, you see Vlad isn't moving. You make Huni share XP with Dardoch. That's really, really big. No, Vlad doesn't roam. Twitch chat, stop. Jesus, fuck. Doesn't magically have Destiny Gate. Jarvan comes and tries to apply a little bit of pressure into mid lane. And now they're going to go recall for recall. And you can see that Huni's able to keep up in gold. Targon doing a lot of work. I really like the rejuve bead. Licorice not getting the kind of edge that you would ideally want to have. And you can see the vision control right now for Cloud9 is actually really good. But Dardoch actually finds a hole, and he's going up into top lane. Licorice has to know that Sedge is here, even though she hasn't shown yet. Oh, that's really unfortunate. That's really, really, really unfortunate. They shove out the lane together, and even though they don't get the kill, it's still okay for them, because remember, the onus is on Cloud9 to make something happen. This is a... Normally, you see karma compositions, like team comps that they spike at 2 and 3 items and then everything goes downhill. It's like the Superman ride at like any, park, right? Like that, okay? This is basically Fox's team composition, okay? Except rather than going up, they start up and then it's on them to fall. So, all they need to do is weather the storm and everything's going to be okay. Sedge is ganking for Gangplank because if Lucian goes even, he loses hard. If he only wins by a little bit, he still loses. He has to dominate the lane, and right now he's not dominating the lane. He does have a little bit of a level lead. I can't see when Huni gets 6. It looks like he doesn't get it off this wave, so Licorice is at least a quarter level ahead. Sven is committing a lot of resources, and this is what I was talking about earlier on, about how Sneaky and Smoothie, they're in an island in bottom lane. Orianna just doing things in mid. Don't like how Sven is playing out some of the routes. Like, he just farmed... Take a look... One sec, let me go back a little bit. So, he comes here. He gets the fruit plant. Goes over to his Wraith camp. And then, after the Wraith camp, let's see what he ends up doing. I think he passed immediately into his red. Okay. Lots of bloodshed in mid lane. This is more advantageous for Vladimir than it is for Orianna because of the Summoner Spellbook. And you can see that Licorice is definitely not doing what he needed to do in top lane. They do get the Gangplank all out of him. Now you can see that Sven trying to go in to maybe steal away a blue buff, but that just doesn't make any sense because you haven't really seen Dardoch. I mean, he's not going to get anything accomplished on the bottom right-hand side. He's not going for an invade or to take anything away from you. So some Scaren's path in this game is pretty weird. A lot of the choices that he's made are very, very weird. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I misspoke earlier in the VOD. Cloud9's team composition is the one that falls. Fox is just the one that needs to hold on. God. I mean, I keep saying this, right? That all that Fox has to do is keep holding on. But I guess when I spoke earlier about the Superman or the Superman ride, maybe I think I said EchoFox. That was really bad. Dardoch keeps getting, like... Okay, so this ward is terrible. There's a ward that goes right here, and it sees this, and it sees this. Every fucking jungler needs to learn this ward. Because this is just asinine. Dardoch keeps getting away with so many roots. I don't know why Cloud9 is not devoting all of the attention to the left-hand side river. Ward here, ward here, ward here, and then, like, ward here. Over. Like, that should be it. Like, let me just open this on Riftkit. Give Lucian the island. They need to cut the western shit here. Waiting for Riftkit to load. It's like right here or something. Done. Done. It's over. There's nothing he can do. It's over. Unless Dardoch goes like this. But who does that? I mean, no. Because then... That should be Licorice's word. So, here we go. We got Orianna, J4, Licorice. J4, J4. And then if Orianna wants to be cute, Orianna. Right here. Even though that's unnecessary. That would be checkmate. Alright, let's get back to the VOD. Cloud9 are in a super terrible spot right now. No, Smoothie ends up going down. Something they really could not afford to have had happen. The island was supposed to go completely even. Now Licorice is just really, really rough spot. Dardoch ends up picking up the kill there. This game's already over. Cloud9 needed a 5k gold lead, roughly, at 20, just to be even. Like a 5, like, not even, like, slight ahead, I guess. That would be a better way of putting it. It's a pretty arbitrary number. What I mean to suggest is that they're up a core item on 2 players, basically. Or a core item, 1 player, and then recipe items on the others. Also, the Grasp of the Undying on Gangplank really helps out with the Lucian matchup, rather than having the Klepto. I think it eventually begins to ramp up, and it makes it that much harder for Lucian to hurt you later on into the game. Really like what Licorice was doing there. He accepted his death and he just cleared the wave. I mean, okay, so Altec looks like... Okay, wow. I really thought he was going to go down there. Huni comes in and Cloud9 are just inting. So this game is already busted wide open. EchoFox capitalize on the Rift Herald. These fights are completely unnecessary. I understand that Jensen's trying to make something happen, but like this right here, they just couldn't quite kill Altec. And now Fox are in the driver's seat. Vladimir's now in the side lane. He has the teleport. And Ezreal is not going to be able to do it. Lucian, basically, Cloud9 are playing like a 6v4 right now. Lucian is not a champion. He is just so far behind. EchoFox going to take away the red. And they basically have no insurance policy either. Sneaky going down here now. And it's just like, you're bleeding out across the map because the J4 has no damage. The Orianna doesn't have damage. The Ezreal doesn't actually have the ability to kill anyone. And Fox actually has all of the kills exactly where they want them. We have them all on Kalista and then a little bit on Gangplank. Because no champion on Cloud9 actually has the ability to shut down Gangplank anymore. If Cloud9 would want to win now, they would have to play like a very slow and guerrilla warfare type of game, but even then, it just doesn't even matter. They're down 6,000 gold at 20 minutes. So they're like 11k, you know, in the, well, yeah, 11k in the wrong direction. I'm not really saying too much because right now it's just basically a game of like, what does EchoFox actually want to do? They can pick up the Cloud Drake, which they're doing right now with Altec. They're shoving in with Phoenix. Yep. Licorice is trying to do whatever he can, but it just doesn't matter. He's way too far behind right now. And he doesn't want to just give up the turret. This is like one of those things that happens with players where they get so frustrated with how far behind they are. And it's also not a spot that you have a lot of practice in. Like, you're not used to being as far behind as you are. And so I think that it can sometimes even cause you to underestimate or overestimate how much you can actually take. Now, right here, if we just rewind a little bit, you can see that EchoFox just got a kill onto Licorice in bottom. And Huni has teleport, and Vladimir is getting the turret. So what on earth is Huni doing inside of their red side jungle? Why are they starting the Baron? Why did they not just escort up mid, let Vladimir get bottom, and then have Vladimir group with the team, swap his teleport to like Ghost or probably Ghost here, and then just go balls to the like you start Baron. So like Vladimir gets the turret, shoves in the wave, you know, goes over into the jungle, gets the clear timer, clears out this pink ward, whatever, recalls. You have Altec recall, you have him get his red, and then you have Vladimir group with the team, and then you have Vladimir just do a flash ghost engage. And the way that you coordinate that is you start the Baron, you have Vladimir be around here, somewhere in this vicinity. They come in to stop or try to stall the Baron because they don't actually have a reliable way of doing anything to it. And even if Jensen and Sneaky try to hold down this choke point into the red side jungle, Vlad is just going to penetrate it. So you cast the Gangplank ultimate, flash ghost in with Vladimir, and you like do like an Exile engage. The classic. The classic. The classic. Okay. So anyways, now, at this point, Fox just has to wait for Vladimir to get a good engage. He's pushing in bottom lane. You just have to wait for him to push that all the way up. Even though Cloud9 has the Baron buff, it's not going to matter. You can still just win an all-in engagement. Orianna is the... Basically, Cloud9 has all the kills exactly where they needed it, which is everything on Orianna because she is the 1v9. So fortunately for them, they have that going. And she's super big. But when you're Cloud9, it looks like Licorice is trying to just get a turret. They're trying to close the gold gap as best as they possibly can. But remember that even if the gold is even, the game is not even by any stretch. Not really the best Tahm Kench ultimate, but they end up picking up the kill onto Licorice anyway. They trade a turret for it, which obviously Cloud9 is going to benefit from this more than Fox's. Huni now up in top lane. Someone's going to eventually have to respond to him. And Mountain Drake coming up in 15 seconds. This is 100% just going over to EchoFox. There's no universe in which Cloud9 could ever realistically contest it. Also, Lucian's, I mean, he's just so stagnated. Looks like EchoFox is actually going to be waiting for Baron to finish off the game. Phoenix is going to have his Ghost available for it. Might even actually be able to get to Void Staff. I don't know exactly what his gold is at. But there's a possibility that maybe he can get to Void Staff before the fight ends up taking place. Gangplank Ultimate comes down. Now, this is kind of okay for Cloud9, because now it means that EchoFox doesn't have it available for the Baron. Looks like Phoenix just needs... I can't imagine that he needs that much more gold for Void. He almost has it. Huni's still in bottom lane, and he's just so big. Licorice can't even contest him right now. Lucian maybe almost at eye edge? Not entirely sure. Baron is live, and EchoFox not really finding a way. They're not playing the map correctly to get the Baron engaged that would just let them win the game. Oh, now they win. Yeah. Okay. Well. Right here. The game's over. Right here. With how they chose to back up, Cloud9 doesn't have the luxury to go like this. They have to go like that. Otherwise, it's over. And even if they do go like this, they have to really go all in on Huni. But even, I mean, even then, I mean, you can go back further. That's 100% death. The thing with Huni, though, with all of their flashes and spells being up, they have a little bit more options. But they're never going to win by running straight up this corridor. You can just see Phoenix gets all the way in there. And there's absolutely nothing. It's like watching a zombie movie. You know, you're just watching people run for their lives. And now with only Sneaky and Sven being alive, this is definitely going to be the end of the game. I like what Sven's trying to do. He's just trying to run and try to maybe get to the incoming minion wave. Try to stall the game. And that's going to be it. So EchoFox going to raise the last turret and get the Nexus. So EchoFox, they're really clean in a lot of ways, but it's the same thing where there's just so much more that they can do at certain points and they don't utilize it. So Cloud9 ends up just falling so far behind this game, and there's no point of recovery. The Lucian, if Svenskaren and Licorice and Jensen played out the early game better, they could have gotten a lot more advantage from it, and the Lucian could have actually been a monster. Sneaky and Smoothie losing the island is also really unfortunate, because ideally, Licorice gets really far ahead, gets First Blood turret, and then Sneaky and Smoothie have all the pressure relieved, and then Lucian can just turn into this monster while Gangplank is really, really stalled getting to his mid-game spike. And then you can try to use that timing with basically an all-in around mid lane and Rift Herald plays to try to bust open the game to a point where you just keep accelerating to a speed where your opponent can't stop like your charge. And that would be the way that you would eventually win. But that didn't end up happening, and Cloud9 just got completely annihilated. I super, super hate team compositions like that, by the way. Just throwing that out there.